Hey everyone, Niel Guilarte here, and I am going to do a review on the ASTRA keyboard by Logickeyboard. Now, last year at NAB, it was my very first time there, and as I walked the floor, I was looking for tool sets and things that would catch my eye and that I could introduce to my post-production community on the All Things Post Facebook group, which I invite you guys to join. And I ran into Frank of Logickeyboard. He was standing there. He was promoting all the many different variations of this keyboard. And I did an interview, which I'll link to at the end and in the description with him, where he sort of described this keyboard. He gave a lot of details, so you could get a lot of those details on that video. What I want to do today is just give you a brief and very honest review now that I've had a chance to edit a few projects with it and have really gotten used to it. So stay tuned. All right, so as you can see, this is a beautiful keyboard. It looks very nice here in my edit bay. And I replaced my original Apple keyboard with this one not too long ago. And one of the very first things that I really liked about it was the finish, the fact that it actually has a little bit of weight to it. It has a very attractive black finish. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And what I also really liked about it was that it's a backlit keyboard, and you can actually light it at 5 different steps. So if you hold down the function key and the F5, you can tap a few times and basically shut it off. So this is what it looks like when it's not illuminated. And then again, function F6 to brighten it up. I kind of like to have it on the second step because I don't want it to be super bright, but just enough that I can see the keys and the shortcuts. So I love that feature, and it's very attractive. Even the color that they chose in the background, it just the way it comes through the keys, it just looks really attractive. Now, I also really realized right away, I've never used a shortcut keyboard before, so I realized right away, once I got past the learning curve and I stopped trying to do everything with my mouse, I started to become very quickly. And so that's another one of the big positives is if you commit to it and you just sort of use it and rely on it, you can actually really start to edit faster. You start to find things really quick. I was able to, favorite things or pull up my audio waveforms and things very quickly, adjust my keyframes. So I use it, and particularly this keyboard is the Final Cut Pro version. I also edit in Premiere. So the main question is, do you have to have a different keyboard for each software? Well, no. This one specifically, the shortcuts are for Final Cut. When you're not using that specific software, it works like a regular keyboard. So I am able to edit in other softwares, or I am able to do other things. I use Logic a lot. But the benefits and the speed and the highlights come when you're using the software that it's designed for, because obviously it's laid out for it. So big pluses on the lit keyboard, big pluses on the finish. Now, an incredible other feature is that it has 2 USB ports in the back. Now, they're powered by having 2 different USB jacks. So a lot of people get confused when they see the 2 jacks that are on the back of the keyboard. It is plug and play. There are no drivers you need to download or anything, but you need to plug one in to power the keyboard. The other powers the USBs, and I've been able to successfully plug drives in and all kinds of peripherals and have had no problems with those drives. So that's also been a really nice amenity because I can have my drives right next to me now, plugged right into the back of this keyboard. I love the way it feels. I was hesitant at first. Most keyboards, that I really love the way the Apple keyboard feels. And I thought at first when I first saw it, because of the shape of the keys, it might be sort of, punchy and maybe feel cheap, but it doesn't. It actually has a very nice tactile feel. The shape of the keys is concave. It's really nice. The only small drawback, and I'm just being very honest, is that when it's lit up all the way that the keys are sort of designed and the light comes through, it almost makes the keys look like they're a little bit worn or a little dirty. And I know it's simply probably just the material it's made out of, and the light's coming through more in the center of the button than it is off to the sides, thus making the sides kind of vignetted. And from an angle, it can almost kind of look like it's a little bit of a worn keyboard, or it's been used, and your fingers were just a little bit dirty. But aside from that, absolutely love the layout. And of course, it's really just about, for me, it's really about performance over just looks. And so I love the way it feels. You can pick these up for just about every kind of software you like. Premiere, DaVinci, Final Cut, it doesn't matter. Photoshop users can use this. Go to logickeyboard.com if you want to check out their full line. To be truthful, I only have that one small negative of sort of the way it looks when it's fully lit, because everything else that I've tested and worked on has been phenomenal. I love the way it feels. It really feels nice. It's got a good weight. And I just got to give it very high marks. I'm extremely satisfied with this product. So that is basically my review. I know there's not a lot to it because it's just a plug and play keyboard. It works like it's supposed to right out of the box. Even the way they box it is attractive. It's beautiful. They've taken their time to put together a quality product, even package it beautifully for you so that you are getting the value for the money you're spending. So as an editor that's been editing never on a shortcut keyboard since 1991 and having used it only in the past few months, I gotta say, what was I thinking? I will never turn back. So Logickeyboard, congrats on making an amazing product. And if you guys want to learn more, go to logickeyboard.com. You can check out the Astra and other different models. We also gave away 2 of these as a prize on my All Things Post Facebook group. Just go to facebook.com/groups/all things post. That's the name of my podcast. I would love if you'd subscribe to listen to it. But 2 lucky winners actually won keyboards. So shout out to Jason Hewitt of Illustrata Brands and Willie Harper of Monkey Tongue Productions. Both of them have won keyboards. One was Photoshop and one was for Final Cut. And I hope you guys enjoy those. And very special thanks to Logickeyboard for allowing me to test and review their product. Go get one.